Alright, so in this video I'm going to be reconstructing my 2.29 skewb official average that I got in the final round of Cube in Italy for Charity 2023, which puts me 17th in the world and 10th in Europe as of the recording of this video. So let's get started. This was scramble number 1. I got a 149 on this, and there's not much to explain. It's 2 moves to a U-perm. So I did the white layer into, and I got a vertical U-perm. Whenever you get a U-perm, especially if it's few moves, so you actually have the possibility to look at different ways to do that. Because a U-perm has 3 solid layers, you can choose which is the best layer to do, and I picked the best option here. Getting vertical U-perm is usually the best because that means no rotating, or if you have to rotate, it's one of this kind of rotation, so a Z rotation rather than an X or a Y. The nice thing about this layer is that it's very flexible. In particular, had the U-perm gone the other way around, I could have just executed from here. So yeah, and the execution was quite clean. So this is scramble number 2, and I did the white layer in 4 moves. And the way I did it is by inserting the blue-red corner here, and then I get this 3-move layer, which is also easy to unlock, by the way, because these 2 corners stay fixed, and these 3 centers go along a U-perm. So from this, so just by doing this, this is the solution. And I get this case, which is all by doing 2 hedges. I proceed to then lock it up. This case is it's a good case because it's a 7 moves, because the 2 hedges cancel into each other. For me, it's kind of inconsistent. So yeah. But that's something I have to fix. Other solutions that were in the scramble, there were a couple 5 movers on yellow, which aren't really great. There was the same solution on red for the layer, which gave a significantly worse case. And there was also a 4 mover on blue, which I can't even look. So yeah. And by the way, I got a 247 on this. So this is scramble number 3. I got a 223 on this, and I did the white layer, and I did it in 6 moves, even though a 5 mover on this exists. It's the speed optimal way of doing this is in 6 moves. There's 2 kind of equivalent ways of doing that. Basically, you can either insert this corner first, and then this layer just insert in 3 moves, and then insert the other one, or the other way around. They both do not affect the centers. One solution brings this corner here, and the other goes U2, and it's the solution that I did. The other one does the other way around. So here the centers have to perform this switch and this switch, so a pseudo Z-perm. If I solve this corner first, then I'm gonna get a pure pseudo Z-perm, so the corners are solved. If I insert the other corner first, I get this case, which is not a bad case. I do serious advance for this. It's not a bad case, but I have to rotate, and it's a bit longer. And the beauty about the solution that I did is that once I finish executing the layer, I'm in precisely the correct angle to start executing the pseudo Z-perm. This was scramble number 4, and I got a 218 on this, and I was under quite a bit of pressure to perform well on this, because doing well on this would immediately guarantee me an R, and luckily I ended up getting a good scramble, and ended up seeing the good solution immediately. So I did orange in 4, and unfortunately here the solution of the layer cannot really be seen from the GoPro footage, so I'm just gonna try to reconstruct it carefully here. So the way I solved this is I inserted this corner here. So whenever you have these 2 corners here, you have to pretend one of them is actually wrong. And in this case, I pretend this one is correct and this one is wrong. Then this case is a case that most people can't really do correctly for some reason. I guess the reason is that the first move doesn't actually solve any corner. Most people just put this here and then that, or at least most inexperienced people. What you should do is orient this corner, and then it's a 2 mover. Which, by the way, this case is also easy to unlock, because it just does a triple sludge on the centers, and you can trace the corners. You can trace the 1 layer corners. It's not really hard. And it ended up giving me this case, which, yeah, it's just 2 sludges. And so, yeah, that was actually a fantastic scramble for the situation I was in. Scramble number 5, I got a 3.14 on this, the worst solve. And so I did red, which is pretty much the only layer that is there. I mean, the kind of is like a 6 mover on whites, but doesn't really give a great case. And it's a 6 mover. So this can be done in 4 moves. So basically, if I solve these 2 corners, then I get this, and it cancels. Or you can think of as solving this and then solving this case, which is how I one-looked it. It took me actually quite a long amount of time to one-look this properly. So, and I should note to myself that this is just a pseudo zipper on the centers, these 2 switch and these 2 switch, and this corner just goes there. Also, my execution of the layer was suboptimal. I executed it like this, so starting from this grip. What I should have done is start from this grip and do that. Also, okay, after this, I did Ceres Advanced, so I was here, and I used Ceres Advanced, which required me to go here. So for this case, most people would do hedge into U-perm. That is not the best solution, even just for Ceres Advanced. The best solution is to do 3 sludges in a different way. So you do first a vertical U-perm and then a hedge slammer. And the reason why it's faster is that once we do the first sledge and then Y2, you basically have this case, which is really fast. But the solution I should have done is, so from here, and then here, if you do the last move of the layer, you get this case from this angle, and it actually cancels into a 7 mover. Yeah. Other solutions. Technically there's this, which I don't even know if I remember. It was something like, yeah, like that. There was this 6 mover here, which I'm gonna put in the description, which gives this case. I'm just showing it just to show the 6 mover, because it's kind of a tricky 6 mover. I didn't even see it in inspection, and even if I did, I probably wouldn't have been able to look at it because I don't actually remember the case very well. It's not a hard case at all. Like, it's actually like, it just 2 corners are fixed and then it's an O-perm. But yeah, and also the layer solution itself is kind of tricky. So yeah,